All right, guys, let's begin. Let's start in a child's pose. Yeah. Your knees can be super wide. Your arms can be forward. They can be back. I think the goal of this morning's practice is just to chill out a little, let your body, your mind, your breath just kind of find a happy, even place. And just to move a little, connect. So deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Just starting in a basic child's pose. Anchor through your hands. There's a lift of your forearms. Drop your seat back a little further and spread your lower back across the tops of your feet. You got it. Couple more cycles of breath. So at this point, you want to seal your lips and just breathe through your nose. Feel the air kind of sliding through the back of your throat. Ujjayi breath. Calming the central nervous system, calming the mind, calming the body. It's pretty amazing what a little change in breath can do for you. Press up onto all fours into tabletop position. Enough of that. We just get right to it. Stack it up. We'll sink the spine down and look forward. So you're on all fours just for a basic cat and cow. Exhale the breath round and look in. So you're just linking your body, your breath, your movement. Inhale, sinking the spine down and looking forward, firming up the outsides of your triceps. Exhale, rounding the spine deeply and looking in. Good. Try it again. Inhale, sinking spine down and looking forward. Perfect. Exhale, round and look in. Come to a flat back tabletop position. Good. Extend the right leg back. So you're just going to slide it back and curl the right toes into the mat. So it looks like this. It's like a little half plank. And just pause and then float it up into space about hip height. So your right leg is lifted in a little plank, a little tabletop. Steer the right thigh bone down. Yeah, good. Neck is nice and neutral. And then playing with balance a little this morning, extend your left arm. So it's opposite arm and opposite leg. I do find that curling the left toes into the mat sometimes gives you a little bit more stability. So you can play around with that. The palm faces towards the side wall, so the shoulders in nice rotation, good adjustment. And you're just reaching and stretching your arm and your leg in opposite directions right here. Your neck is neutral. Your breath is flowing. Stay for an extra breath or two. Yep. Hand and knee come down to the ground, tabletop position, reset. Curl the left toes into the mat to fire up that left leg. So just curl it and straighten it. Feel that first, then float the leg up into space about hip height. Feel that before you move on. And then extend your right arm forward. Palm's going to face towards the mirrored wall, so the shoulders in alignment. Seems like a very simple posture. It is, but just connecting here with your center line as you reach and stretch in opposite directions. Little micro bend in that left arm if you know you're a little bit more mobile. Connect to your breath. Nice job. Hand and knee come down to the ground. Once you arrive on your hands and knees, walk your hands out a little further, curl the toes into the mat, and let's lift to down dog. Yes. Take up a lot of space this morning on your mat. Spread your palms wide. It's always good to look forward. I check out my hands every single time I do down dog, just to make sure I'm set. Index fingers are forward, creases of the wrists are forward. You can never focus too much on your alignment. Yeah. And then let your head just drop. Your feet are roughly hips width distance. Spread your toes wide. And if you're a little tighter this morning, maybe your knees are significantly bent, a little bit bent. Maybe you're feeling uber flexible and their legs are straight. Good for you. The center of the heel melts down towards the ground. And you're just holding yourself up with a lot of really good breath, a lot of really good energy. Plug down, thumb, index finger, baby finger, outer triceps grip him. Roll forward to plank position from your first down dog to plank. Sometimes it's a little funky, so you gotta just iron it out. Keep the neck nice and neutral. I look at the front skinny edge of the mat. It's a good little sweet spot. If you get here and you're like, all right, I can't sustain plank. My body feels fatigue. I don't feel strong enough this morning. Or I just want to modify everything. Drop your knees. Totally fine to modify everything in here this morning. You're in a plank, a version of plank that works for you. Lengthening your tailbone, driving your weight a little bit more forward, really nice. Drawing the navel into the back of the spine. Drop your knees down so they're on an angle. Bring your weight forward about 2 inches and lower halfway to a supported push-up. Supported chaturanga push-up with your knees down. Neck is neutral. Re-straighten your arms to a supported plank. If you went too far, you probably know now. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Plank position, nice smooth transitions here. Just roll forward. Drop your knees on an angle. Bring your weight a tad forward, lower halfway. Less is more in this practice. That's it. Right there is your spot. Re-straighten your arms. Supported plank. Awesome. Hips up and back, down dog. Breathe your right leg up and back. Yeah, I'm just going to move you this morning. So thinking a little less and feeling a little more. Come forward and hug your right knee towards your navel. Activate the center line. Look forward with your eyes and land your right foot. Nice, big, juicy step forward. Be on your fingertips. Feel your right hip grip in. Feel your left leg activate. And let's step to the top of the mat in one big piece. Feet can be hips width distance if you prefer. Long spine. Come to your fingertips or hands to your shins. Works great. Exhale, fold in half. Let your head go. Root to rise, come all the way up. We got lots of space in here this morning, so you can go out and up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Here we go. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Look up a little. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare yourself. Right foot takes a big, juicy step back. Left foot joins plank. Halfway to a push-up that works for you. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. Ooh, hips up and back, down dog. Left leg, breathe it up and back, 3-legged down dog. Lift from your inner thigh, point your left toes. Come forward and hug your left knee towards your navel. Look forward with your eyes. Step the left foot forward and through. You got it. Come to your fingertips. Right foot joins the party at the top of the mat. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. So I've made a playlist for my race. I'm running a half on Sunday. You'll tell me feedback after if you think it's got enough energy. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Left foot takes a big step back. Right foot joins plank. Halfway to a push-up. Heather's drinking out there. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's why she's not doing class. Re-straighten your arms, plank position. She's going to the bar, hips up and back, down dog. Apparently her husband's already there. Yeah, apparently he's already there. Yeah, you got to find balance. Guys, look to the top of the mat, step or float, enjoy. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. See, the Irish can survive. The Jews, we would go down. Root to rise, come all the way up. Yep, come all the way up to a standing position. Drag it to prayer. And we can make fun of ourselves. It's okay. Drop the arms. Yep. It'd be like noon. We'd be like looking for the bagel store. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bend knees, forward fold. It's good to have a little laugh. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through a vinyasa of choice. So you can add or subtract what feels best for you this morning. Up dog, baby cobra, all works well. Hips up and back, down dog. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, get there light. Nice. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. I know you're excited. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, arms slide straight up towards the sky. Go big. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare yourself. You could just step to plank. You're going to hop. You always land in a low push-up. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog or cobra. Pick what works best. Press even through your hands, the tops of the feet. Hips up and back, down dog. Each one gets a little better. And if it's not, just psych yourself up. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Get there light. Long spine. Fold in half. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart, drop your arms. Again, arms go up. Just keep moving and breathing. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine prepares you. Step or float, vinyasa. Nice smooth up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Breathe your right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Keep it in space. Look where you want to go to the top of the mat, but hug your right knee all the way up towards your chest. So just look forward. Yes. So right knee towards navel, but look forward with your eyes. Step the right foot forward and through, low lunge, come to your fingertips. Grip your right hip in super strong. Yeah, arms reach back like a set of airplane wings, and you just hover over the top of that right thigh. Just remind you when you have your palms, you want to face them down. Yeah, and then the shoulder blades slide down the back in a nice natural way. Perfect. This is a hovering crescent. Looks great. Rise, high lunge, come up with control. The arms can sweep straight out and up or straight up. Iron out your hip points. They should be moving forward. Bend heavy in the standing right thigh. Activate your back left leg. Stay with it, guys. So nothing's perfect in the yoga practice. You just move with what your body's going to offer you today. So you're going to press to stand. You're going to use your left hand. You're going to drag it up into a tree pose. It looks like this. And if it didn't look pretty, nobody cares. Arms go up towards the sky. The Zoom camera's at your back. They don't know who you are. You're mysterious. Yeah. So the trick with this pose is to grip the hips in. You got to grip them in and then grow the branches. Fix your eyes and breathe. Quiet your mind, quiet your breath. Let your body just feel. Keep the arms moving up, giant step back, warrior one. Yeah, and you just kind of have to guide it back, warrior one. Your back foot's almost completely turned forward for proper alignment. So the left ribs can spin forward, your right hip rips in. Hands to frame your front foot. Let's hit plank position. Yeah, lower halfway to a chaturanga push-up. Pull yourself through an up dog or cobra. Make it feel light, airy. Hips up and back, down dog. Breathe your left leg up and back. Just lift it from your inner thigh. Hold it in space for a moment. So look forward with your eyes and come forward and hug your knee all the way in towards your navel while keeping your gaze moving forward. Arms are straight up and down. Land your left foot all the way forward and through. Arrange your stance so it feels appropriate. Be on your fingertips. Grip the left hip in. Activate the back leg. And then like airplane arms, hover. Yeah, palms face down. Shoulder blades squeeze down the back. Neck is neutral. Rise, high lunge on your breath, on your movement. Iron out your stance. Sometimes we have to soften the back knee a little. Yeah. Yeah. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving, also known as your drishti point. So think of the transition kind of as its own pose. And if it doesn't work out, that's great. That's okay. You're going to press to stand and using your right hand to drag your right leg up into a tree. Yeah. Once you get the foot somewhere along the instep of that left leg, just not on the instep of the knee would be the suggestion. Regrow your branches if you're able to. Hug your hips in. Quiet your mind and the unsteadiness. Keep the arms moving up. Take a giant step back. Just guide it back, warrior one. Just do your best. Trust the process. Yeah, walk the left foot a little to the left. So you have about hips width distance, guys, between your 2 feet. These look really good. The right ribs have enough room to spin forward. The arms energize up towards the sky. Sit a little deeper into that front thigh. Hands to frame your front foot. Let's move through a vinyasa. When you hit your plank, lower halfway, up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, down dog. It's let's actually do this little flow a couple times and just kind of get out of our own way. So let's guide the right foot forward, low lunge. Yeah, I'll tell you what to do, don't worry. Rise, high lunge, crescent lunge. Yeah, so not so fast that you feel like you're in a dance routine, but slow enough that we can feel, okay? Press to stand, the left leg bends up into tree. Use your hand to do it. Step back to warrior one. Good work. Take it to the floor through a vinyasa. And if you're taking out push-ups, just go to a down dog and just hold for an extra breath. Once you get to your down dog, you'll land your left foot forward to a crescent lunge. Come on up. Yep, use your right hand as you press to stand, dragging your right leg up into tree. You got it. And then regrow your branches. Stay with it. Keep the arms and the energy moving up as you take a giant step back, warrior one. Yes. Take it to the floor through a vinyasa of choice. The up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. So the good news is it's just one more time. Land your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Come on up. Yeah, take your time. Crescent lunge, right side. Tree pose, drag your left leg up. It's kind of fun when you do things a few times because you just like, you know what to expect, but you never know what to expect. Guide the left leg back, warrior one. Make it light, make it effective. Take it to the floor through a vinyasa and just clear it out. So it's behind you now. Up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, crescent lunge. Come on up. Crescent lunge, big juicy stance for your crescent lunge so your hip flexors get nice and open. Press to stand using your right hand, right leg drags up into tree. You got it. Grow those branches. Fix your eyes. And then guide your right leg back, warrior one. Now you know where to go. Your body knows it. It's solid. Take it to the floor through a vinyasa. The up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, get there light. Long spine, weight is forward, fold in half. Sit heavy in your heels for chair. Weight goes into your heels. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. So 3 sun Bs together, I'll tell you what to do. Arms go straight up towards the sky, heavy in your heels for chair. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let you go. Long spine to prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. So subtract what you don't feel is working for you today, add what you need. Up dog is smooth, hips up and back, down dog. The right foot lands, the back foot turns. Let's rise on your breath, warrior one. Hands to frame your front foot, vinyasa. Left foot lands, back foot turns, rise on your breath, warrior one. Back down we go through a vinyasa of choice. Just making it real simple. Up dog is smooth, hips up and back, down dog. Breathe. Good job. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, folds. Chair pose, weight in your heels. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Keep going, arms go up. Heavy in your heels, sit down, chair, weight should be way back. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine to prepare, step or float through a vinyasa. Up dog is smooth, hips up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Now you're just moving and grooving. Warrior one, just make it feel light and effective. Back down we go through a chaturanga. Heart opens in the back bend. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns. Rise, warrior one. Back down we go, keep it going. Moving and breathing, upward facing. Hips up and back, down dog. Be still and be here. Good. One more. Look where you want to go. Step or float. Top of mat. Long spine. Fold in half. Heavy in your heels. Chair. You look super psyched about it. Yeah. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Last one of these bad boys. Arms go straight up towards the sky. It always feels good when you get done with them. Heavy in your heels. Chair. Chair pose. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, step or float, chaturanga. Up dog is smooth, you guys look awesome. Hips up and back, down dog. Right foot forward, back foot turns, rise, warrior one. Back down we go, keep it going. Left foot lands, back foot turns, let's rise. Warrior one, yeah. Back down we go, chaturanga. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, down dog. So in your down dog, just pivot your toes to the left and let your heels go to the right. Yeah. And then you're going to lean on your right hand for a Vashisthasana with staggered feet. So now if you know in your mind that you take Vashi with your knee down, modify the pose with your right knee down. If not, your feet are staggered. So your left foot is in front of your right. You can also take this as a tree pose because we're kind of done a bunch of trees already. Good for you. Now, if you want to work your obliques, your top arm can reach up and forward. If you're not into working any more than you need to, which sounds like the boys in my house with their schoolwork, right, then just have the arms straight up. Yeah, Noah was up till midnight last night doing something, and I was like, oh boy, here it goes. And it's so it begins. Like, why would you wait till last minute? Oh no, that's what you do. Plank position. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Hips up and back, down dog. When you get to your dog, let your toes go to the right and your heels go to the left. If you went the wrong way, then you'll take the other side. Lean on your left hand, Vashisthasana. Stagger the feet, drop the bottom knee. Yep. Make a tree. Top arm can stay straight up if you want a little less work, or bring it up and forward if that feels good in your body. Two more breaths. Make it count this morning. Hands to frame the front foot, to the floor, excuse me, plank. Halfway to a push-up. Glide yourself through an up dog. Take hips up and back, down dog. Exhale all the breath out, guys. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, keep your weight forward. Exhale, fold. Let's sit into a chair, weight into your heels. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. Let's hook and twist to the right. Yes. So your alignment is foremost here. So not so caught up in how deep you're going, but really just working on your alignment. So if you're not hooking and you're air twisting, that's cool. Weight stays in your heels. The two knees line up side by side. Look sideways, look up, maybe open up your arms if you want a little more. More breath. So we're going to challenge ourselves just a little bit. Pull around to chair, stay heavy in your heels. Yes. So wrap your left arm under and wrap your left leg around for eagle. You don't have to hook the toe. You can kind of let the toe hang or use it as a kickstand. Lift the elbows up, steer the hips back, weight in that standing heel, and try to square off the shoulders and the hips forward. Squeeze everything down the center line. Keep squeezing those legs really tight, guys. Unravel just your arms. Just unravel your arms. Unravel your left leg, chair. Press to stand, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. So you get to a point where you don't want to burn the muscles out. We want to work to a point, okay? Here we go. Sit deep, chair pose. You got to do the other side. I know you're happy about it. At least you know what's coming. Chair pose. It's almost better, right? Hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. We're going to hook and twist to the left now. Reminding you, don't get caught up in the depth of this pose. Work on your alignment. Open up your arms if you want more, or just stay. Look sideways, look up. Heavy in your legs, guys. Pull around chair, recommit. You can do it. Wrap your left, whatever arm you didn't do yet. I think it's the right arm and then the right thigh. Yep. But if you think you did the wrong side, then just wrap up the opposite way. Eagle. Rather than rounding, I want you to lift your elbows and create a little up dog in your chest this morning. Weight in your heel. Yes. Squeeze tight. Look forward with your eyes. Recommit with your breath. Everything you feel here is temporary, always. Keep the legs bound. Just unravel your arms like a chair. Unravel your right thigh, chair pose. Sit into chair. Sit deep into chair. Lower all the way to the ground for Navasana. But what I want you to do is have your hands out in front of you like this. Eyes of the shoulders lift. You can claw the mat. If you have 2 blocks, you can even slide them, one hand under each block. Yep. Or just claw the mat. The concept here is that you want to stay out of your lower back, drawing deep through the navel. So having the legs bent is totally fine. Breathe. Yep. If you can, lower halfway to an Ardha Navasana. So Ardha Navasana is a low boat. Yep, low boat, and you're just hovering. So the more that you're closer to the floor, the more intense it is. You can keep your hands down. I actually kind of like it. And legs can be at any level that works for you. So if you've got a sensitive lower back, don't go do as deep as low, deep and low. Pull back up, boat Navasana. Boat Navasana. We're going to row the boat. Yeah, you got to row the boat this morning. Lower halfway. Lower less if it doesn't feel good in your body. Pull it back up. Good job. Again, lower the boat. And then pull it back up. Bring your arms straight up towards the sky and boat with knees bent. Cross your ankles, plant the hands out in front of you. Shoot or step back, chaturanga. Yep. The up dog will feel really good, stretching out that center line. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Guys, you're in it now to win it. Step the right foot forward, turn the back foot on a strong angle. Let's cartwheel open warrior 2. You've never been so happy to see warrior 2. Look at your alignment always. Make sure your right foot tracks your back left arch. Roll your inner right thigh open. Yep. If you have a little glimpse of yourself in the mirror, don't be afraid to look and just check out your alignment. It's okay. Make sure your stance is wide enough and long enough. Roll your inner right thigh open. Soften the shoulders down the back and commit to the posture, the shape, forming the shape in your body. Close your eyes, breathe here, 5 breaths. It's just a temporary sensation. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Let the side body open. Good. Come back through warrior 2. Start out by resting your right arm this morning on the top of your right thigh as a kind of a little check-in. Top arm straight up towards the sky or up and over your ear, reaching for the front edge of your mat. Soften the right shoulder, grip your right hip in, and turn your bottom ribs towards the sky. If you get here and you're like, I feel pretty good today, I want to go a little deeper in the pose, slide your right hand down to the outside of your right foot for extended side angle A. You can use a block at any height. Yes. You keep bending into that front thigh though. So keep bending that right leg, Jode. You're still in the warrior two version of it. So bend that right leg and use a block to the outside of your right calf. Outside of right foot area. There you go. Because you want to get a pretty deep hip opener here. Let your body feel the sensation of the shape that it's creating in the pose. And how can you relax in the posture to make it feel a little bit more effective, less like a struggle. Try not to struggle through it. Try to breathe into it. A few more breaths. Top arm pulls you up, warrior two, warrior two. Reestablish your warrior two. It's big, it's bold, it's badass. Sit a little deeper. Take it to the floor, vinyasa. Keep it moving, guys. The up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. The left foot lands smack in between your two hands. The back foot turns, circle open, warrior two. Just come up. Really simple practice here. Just keeping the poses and the alignment and the breath to kind of keep it all together like the glue. So you can't see yourself on this side, so you kind of have to muddle your way through and feel your way through. Roll that inner thigh open. Make sure your back toes are a little bit on an angle, facing the front edge of the mat. That definitely helps. Soften the shoulders down the back and settle in here. Maybe even closing your eyes and letting yourself just go inward. Stay with it. It's just a temporary sensation. Lengthen your tailbone, anchor through your feet, use the strength of your legs and the power of your breath. Lift the palm, reverse the warrior. Come back through warrior two, rest your arm on the top of your thigh. It's a great place to be. When you come to the modified version, really make sure you're not relying on your arm. Your arm isn't holding you up. It's the rest of your body that's creating this nice, powerful shape. If you feel like you want to slide your hand down to the block, low, medium, high, outside of the foot calf area is where the hand will go, while you continuously bend into that left leg. Top arm straight up or up and over your ear for a little more. Keep rolling that left thigh open. You got a little burn, baby, burn going? Yeah. Stay with it. Let your top arm pull you up. Warrior two. Anchor, sit deeper. Warrior two. Take it to the floor, vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. All right, let's do this. Let's walk our hands and our feet to the center of the mat. So you just kind of come to the center of the mat. Yeah. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise in the middle of your mat. Yes. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Just pivot towards the mirror wall. We have the space in here today to do it. It's kind of nice to just kind of change the position. So just pivot now in the center of your mat. Have your block at the front edge of your mat if you know you need it. And then just separate your legs. Yep, just separate your legs. Open up your arms. So when you set up for triangle, the goal is to have the wrists and the ankles to align, but it doesn't work for everybody because somebody's torso and lower half of the body may be a little off. From your right hip, pivot your right toes out. Soften a little behind the right knee. And then from here, come into your version of triangle. And you get here, you're like, okay, I need it a little wider, adjust. You want it a little tighter, closer, adjust. Use blocks. Yep. Use blocks. Let your side ribs kind of hook in and up. And if you're grabbing somewhere along the front of the right shin, you want to pull up on that front right shin. You want to pull up. Yes, if the block is there to help you, outside of calf is the recommended location for it because it sets up the shoulder for a little bit of an opening. Look down, float to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. You just slide your hand to your hip, move the block forward. Yeah. And step up as easily as you can into your version of balance here. Your right hip grips in, your side ribs really lengthen. Your right foot is forward, has a tendency to want to wiggle in a little. Add in the bind if you feel like it's necessary for you this morning. If you are adding the bind, the kick goes behind you, the bottom ribs turn. You look sideways, you look up. That's great. Just watch your right foot that it's not turning in. I know it's hard to adjust it once you're in the pose. You're doing great. If you fall out, you fall out. It's just yoga. Release any binds, regular Ardha. Square the hips off, left hand to the floor, look to the ground. I want you to square off at the top of the mat. Take a giant step back into a low lunge. Yep, low lunge. Drop your back knee down in this low lunge. Take your left palm to the floor or the block. Take your right arm and peel it back. This may be where you stop this morning. Reach it straight back towards the back edge of the mat. Yes, if you're able to catch the foot, catch the foot. If you can't catch the foot, don't worry about it and just stay with this. You got it. Breathe. If you took a bind, release the bind. If you did not take a bind, everybody just look to the floor, right hand down. Engage your back, left knee up off the ground. You're in a low lunge. Easy twist right here, left hand down, right arm open. Use a block underneath your shoulder. Yeah. Watch that the right hip doesn't grip out. It hugs in. Watch your left shoulder, Jody. It likes to turn in. It's like mine. Yeah. A block is helpful. Yeah, because you feel the internal rotation start to happen. The body's weaknesses start to show up as we fatigue a little too. One more big breath in. Stay with me. Right hand to the floor. Step to a plank. Yes. Halfway to a push-up. Charge it up a little. Pull yourself through a clean, smooth up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands and your feet back to the center of the mat. So it's kind of like a creep. You're creeping in. Long spine on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Pivot to the other side now. So you're just going to turn. You're going to look out the window. Yep. You're going to separate your feet and your arms wide. From your left hip, turn your left toes out. You have a block you want at the top edge of the mat. Set up here for triangle. So I like taking a stagnant triangle because it kind of sets the mind up for whatever is going to come, right? And it allows your body to adjust necessarily here. Yep, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Go for it now. You guys look super excited to take triangle. You're like, I'm not into this pose right now. A little bit of a bigger step if you can. Always a little softness behind the knee. Yeah, there's a sensation that you're leaning back a little bit, but by all means, you're not going into your low back. Look down, float to Ardha. Yeah, Ardha Chandrasana, just step right up into it. Use your block, grip your hip in. I couldn't take the sound of that heater anymore. A block is helpful in Ardha. Enough forward and over to the edge of that left baby toe is kind of the sweet spot. If you're going to bind it up now. Yeah. Take your bottom side of your left ribs and turn it towards the ceiling. Uh-huh. Nice, Jody. Regular half moon, guys. Regular half moon. Feel. Let your body feel. Try not to flop. Look to the floor, right hand down, square your hips. Pause with your leg lifted in space. Giant step back into a low lunge. Your left leg is forward, your right leg is back. You're in a low lunge. Drop your back knee on an angle, guys. Have your right palm flat. Use a block underneath your right hand. Take your left arm and just peel it back. This may be as far as you go. Palm faces towards the mirrored wall. Stop here if this is what your body's saying. Okay, I'm good. If you want to kick up and get the full pigeon, you're welcome to. Kind of fun to throw this in at a different time. So when I have small classes like this, I can like read your energy and what you really need and what you really want to do and not want to do. And that's how I teach you. Watch that bottom shoulder has a tendency to go a little AWOL on us. Keep gripping that left hip in. Stay with it, Joe. You're doing great. Let the foot go if you took it in your hand. Place both hands to the floor for a moment. Integrate your back right knee up off the ground. You're in a low lunge. And take an easy twist. I recommend a block underneath that right hand as you twist. And when you twist, your spine is long. Three more breaths. Grip your left hip in. Charge up that back leg. Twist open. We're going to have a little fun. Why not? Hands to frame your front foot, pause, okay? If you have your block, you can kind of just move it around with you, okay? Straighten the left leg. You're going to pivot through center. You're not going to come up. You're going to go down the center now. Long spine on the inhale. If you need a block, place it underneath your hands, and then exhale, fold. Yeah. Your weight moves forward into the balls of your feet. Let your head go. Breathe your hips way up off those shoulders this morning. The hips way up off your heels. Your shoulders are dropping down. Good. Come to the fingertips, long spine. If you just have one block, move it with you. As you pivot towards the back skinny edge of the mat, your right foot's going to face the back skinny edge of the mat. Your left foot, you're going to step in. So you have like a short warrior one position. Set your block up at the instep. I'm setting you up for twisting triangle, okay? Bring your hands on your hips. Come halfway up. Come the rest of the way up. So walk the right foot a little to the right and the left foot a little bit, so your hips width distance. About 3 feet between your 2 feet. Right hand on hip, left arm extends up, long spine on the inhale. I automatically have to bend this right leg. There's just no way. And then exhale, come down. I like the block high on the instep of that leg. Yeah, if you're facing the wrong direction, it's all good. I'm just trying to pivot your perspective. Twisting triangle with your right leg forward. As long as you got that, you're good. Yeah, you can be facing sideways, upside down for all I care. Breathe. Awesome. Steer your hips back. Anchor through those outer part of your legs. Hug in. You're still in it. Exhale the breath. Fold. Yes. Fold over that right leg. Let your head go. So we're going to do the same thing. Move the block, kind of kick it around with you. You're going to crawl. You're going to turn your right foot. You're going to turn your left foot. You're going to crawl through center. You're going to pivot around. Set up your feet here, what feels like a shorter warrior one position. Place the block to the instep. Slide your hands to your hips. Come halfway. Come the rest of the way up. And then we iron it out. Make sure your hips width distance. Left hand on hip. Right arm nice and charged up. Long spine. And then exhale, we come forward. Twisting triangle with your left leg forward now. You got lost somewhere along the line. Hug your hips in. It's good to have a wall nearby. Yeah, you never know what you're going to need. Squeeze your inner and outer hips together as you twist open. Look sideways, look up. One more deep breath in. Exhale, fold over that front left leg. Let it go. Let your head go. And just let yourself melt for a breath or two. Plant your palms, move your blocks forward, step to a down dog, please. Step to a down dog. When you get to this down dog, roll forward plank, even though you probably don't want to, roll forward plank. Lower halfway to a push-up. Peel yourself through a nice, smooth, subtle up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. The right foot lands, crescent lunge. Last time today, I promise. Rise. Drag the hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. Lean way out first, then hook and twist. And if you get here and you're like, you know what, this pose would be so much better with my back knee down, drop your knee down. Lean back a little. Open up your arms if you want more, or just be happy and content where you are. You can take this like an easy twist too. I know we just did that pose, but sometimes we hit things twice. Two more. Hands to frame your front foot. Plank position. Keep it real tight. Chaturanga. Smooth up dog. Stay with me. Hips up and back, down dog. You'll be happy soon. Left foot lands forward, crescent lunge, left side. Rise. Drag the hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. So the trick is, guys, lean way out like you're going warrior three and then hook and twist. And that's going to get you the space that you need. Awesome. Back leg super charged up. Modify with the knee down. Take an easy twist if it's better for you. Air twist is great. I like that. This practice is amazing because it teaches you to really listen to what your body needs. And for so many years, so many people just had the idea that yoga is about pushing yourself to stretch, to go deeper. It's not. It's about listening to what your body needs. A lot of times it's just healing process. Lean back a little and get in there. Three more breaths. Grip your left hip in, activate the muscles around the back right quadricep. Lean into it a little. Hands to frame your front foot. Down dog this time. Down dog. Nice work, guys. Slide your right knee forward. Let's take a half pigeon. I think we worked for it. Half pigeon. Yeah, right knee forward, half pigeon. For some reason, this doesn't feel good in your body. Go on your backs for ankle to knee. Take it seated. Oh my God, we embrace the poses that are like this. I know for a lot of us, you do feel a lot. But make yourself comfortable enough to be here for the next minute. Let your mind just drop into the posture. And when you start to get a little antsy in the pose, take a deep breath in, exhale out all the nonsense, and stay in it a little longer. Downward facing dog. Just step into it. Down dog. The blocks underneath you, just move it to the side. Land your left knee forward, half pigeon. Left knee forward, half pigeon. Fold. Yeah. If you notice all your weight is kind of dropping to one side, it's good to shove something underneath the left side just to kind of guide you. You want your right thigh bone facing down just to give you an idea of direction. Yeah. If you're on your back, ankle knee works. Let yourself just melt. You okay? Yeah. So what I would suggest is to bring your left shin a little closer to you and it's going to be a little easier. There's different rules of doing this, right? The rule that I have is that your body's going to tell you what you cannot and can't do. So in this case, that works fine. The whole left side mine's my right side. And that's okay because we're perfectly imperfect. Perfect. Fold in a little deeper. Like let your mind just be whatever. Good. Use the strength of your body. Start to come up. Move any objects out of the way. Lean onto your left side. Swing your right leg forward. Yeah. Move your blocks with you. Lay down on your backs. We'll set up for bridge, but I want to use the blocks. If you have two, that's great. Yeah, so set the blocks up like railroad tracks on your mat. Put them directly at flat on your mat, hips width distance, and put your feet on them. Yeah. Yeah. And then you kind of have to fuddle a little and find fingertips, skim the backs of the blocks. Perfect. Yes. Drive the backs of your arms into the mat like little robot arms. Your arms are going to bend like this. Like little robot arms. Yep. Exhale the breath, lift up. Press your feet into the blocks. Yes. Drive the shoulder blades. You can kind of caddy those shoulder blades under. Doesn't that feel good? Yes. This is freeing up so much space in the lower back. It's great. If you don't have blocks, obviously just have your feet flat on the floor. You're going to get the same effect. The space is happening from the tailbone to the backs of the knees. You don't want to feel like you're jamming into that low back. Lots of yummy space happening. Exhale the breath, lower down. So if your feet are on the blocks and you like it, keep them with that. If you don't have blocks, obviously this doesn't pertain to you. Flip the palms, moving on if you want, or just repeat. Just repeat what we just did if that worked for you. Flip the palms, bring the chin to the chest. Full wheel is always available if you need it and want it. Lift up. Second version of a back bend here. If you're not feeling the full deal, just stay basic. Feet drive forward. Good, lift a little higher. One more big breath in, stay with it. Exhale the breath, lower down. As you come down very, very slow. Good. Perfect. Now, reach for your block if you have it. Place it underneath. Take your feet up off the block. Place it underneath your back. It can go low, it can go medium, it can go high. And then lift your legs straight up. And this is a supported shoulder stand. This is just flushing out all that junk. Yes. You want your legs straight up and down. The higher the block is underneath that low back, the more sensation you're going to feel. Sometimes too much doesn't feel great, so you just have your back flat on the ground. If you can clasp your hands around the block or on the floor, that's great. That's going to give you the little back bend. Just close your eyes. We're just hanging here for about 30 seconds. 30 seconds, like the sensation of legs up the wall is what we're going for. Breathe. Ten seconds to go. Enjoy the sensation. So with the legs up, bend the knees in half. Slowly place the feet back down to the ground. Once they come down to the floor, lift your hips up enough that you can move the block out and slowly lower the hips down. Good. Once the hips hit the mat, hug the knees in towards the chest. Give them a nice juicy squeeze. And then reach for the outer blades of your feet for a happy baby pose. If you can't reach the blades of your feet, just grab your thighs and pull down. You got it. Pull the knees down around the rib cage. Hug your knees in. Extend your left leg out, just the left leg with your right knee in. With the right leg tucked in nice and close, drop it over towards the left for supine twist. If you want to add in anything here, you're welcome to. Nice practice, guys. Roll up to center, relax the right leg out, just extend the right leg and hug your left knee in nice and tight. And then take your left leg over to the right side. Supine twist. Good work. Come up to center, even it out with one last yum squeeze. And then find your way to complete rest. Complete rest. I don't know what that song is. Let's go with this. Complete rest. Let your eyes close. Melt into the mat. Big breath in. Followed up with a nice smooth exhale breath out. Arms up over the top of the head. Really nice stretch from fingertips to toes. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze. And with your eyes closed, see if you can just rock yourself up in one piece to a seated position. Sit up nice and tall. Sit up really tall. I love when the practice is just simple and you just feel the effects of how this practice can just really shift you, shift your perspective, shift your energy, shift your mood. So appreciate all the little things that it offers you. Sit up nice and tall. Let the hands come to prayer. Bow your head for a second. Have some gratitude today. Don't drink too much green beer. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. I don't even know if that's really a thing. I think it is. Have a great afternoon, and I will see you next week. Thanks so much.